One of the biggest mental health issues I do not hear being discussed, nor do I believe is considered to be a listed mental health issue, is fear from experience. What is this, you ask? Very much like PTSD in what could be considered to be a lesser form, but the impact on a person with it is just as serious and real. There are a lot of people with this subcategory of PTSD, if not the majority of people in America. For example, majority of people in America, due to our experience in this country, feel as if we have to always be ready physically and, more relevant to my statement, mentally for an act of violence and or crisis. Quote, however, the historical Black and African American experience in America has and continues to be characterized by trauma and violence more often than for their white counterparts, and impacts emotional and mental health of both youth and adults. End quote. Have you ever heard what goes around comes around, or you reap what you sow? Well, it is my belief that though African Americans are clearly more affected by my theory of fear from experience, white people are clearly very affected as well. For example, yes, there is a lot of hate in this world, but I choose to believe that all police brutality against African Americans doesn't derive from hate, but a percentage from fear of what others have done to African Americans and how they have been forced, not evolved, to become aggressive towards those who have given to them aggressiveness, and those who have previously had authority over them has broken the trust between African Americans and most authority figures such as law enforcement, not only white, not only law. Somehow it appears America's answer is to kill them or whip them back into shape, to exhibit the same behavior that caused resistance of authority in the first place. Now, the response to trauma is causing trauma. This is not a role switch transition, but it is indeed you reap what you sow effect. This is also my theory that answers when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. They don't budge until one of them eases speed, and the pressure between the two has lasted for so long that the ease of one, instead of causing it to be overtaken, is recognized by the second party and causes it to ease as well because they are tired. Over time, with commitment to not bump heads again, despite triggers from those who consciously or subconsciously oppose the change, the parties will separate and co-inhabit space, which will now have the opportunity to be filled with love rather than hate and negativity, which will be a choice and one to be made and acted on swiftly.